Most people have fathers, but what most people don't have is a father who is locally famous, and my grandmother is one of those people.
My name is Susan O'Halloran Wise, and I am here at the request of my granddaughter to speak about my father. My father was one of the first sportscasters in the Tulsa and Northeast Oklahoma, and he came here in the 60s. 1960 is when he started at Channel 8. Had a Sunday evening sports show for 30 minutes, and that was all they had on, and he went through all the sports for the week in that 30 minutes. And then later on, they started having sports every night, and he started doing that.
However, one random day in the mid-1970s, Hal was let go from KTUL Channel 8 for reasons that are still unknown to this day.
I don't know. I know what happened. He was on vacation. They called him and told him he didn't need to come back. And he didn't know why. If he did know why, he didn't tell us, but he said he did not know why. Could have been an age thing. The guy that replaced him was quite young. And but then he went on to do other things. Dad was the voice of the Drillers, as they were known then, baseball team. Now they're the Oilers, I think, aren't they? But they were the Oilers, now they were the Drillers. Anyway, he was their play-by-play person, and at the time, the guy who owned the Drillers, his name I can't remember, but his daughter was Emily, his name was Emily, and that's the song that Leon Russell did, Sweet Emily, that was who it was about. So anyway, he was there for a game one time, and he saw my dad, and he asked my dad for his autograph. And of course, my dad didn't know who Leon Russell was at all. So he came home and he explained to my younger sister who this guy was and what he looked like, and she said, "Dad, that was Leon Russell." So that was pretty funny. In the St. Patrick's Day Parade, he was the Grand Marshal of St. Patrick's Day Parade one year.
Hal O'Halloran's legacy in Tulsa history is significant, even when the KKK came after his family in the mid to late 50s for being a non-racist Catholic.
I can remember when I couldn't have been more than maybe 5 or 6, and we had a babysitter at the house, and the house had a big picture window in the front. And I remember looking out, and there was a cross burning on our lawn. And our babysitter kind of, freaked out. She was an older lady, as babysitters were back then. And she moved us to the back of the house, and I remember the police coming. And that's all I remembered about it until my oldest brother talked about it later in life. And I was like, I remember that, and I never knew why. I don't think my dad knew why. We were Catholic, so that may have been why. Ku Klux Klan was targeting us. Another reason was that would have been in the late 50s, early 60s, and he spoke kind of openly about the problems with segregation in the city, and it could have been that too. But so he had that kind of impact.